everybody. Welcome to NFL Prime Time. Week 14 already. Christmas shopping season short. Chris Berman, Booger McFarland, you think you're out of breath doing Christmas shopping? How about this? You commuted to Connecticut 3 times this week. College, pros, you love it.
It's a great thing to be up here, Boom. A tad bit chilly.
Sorry.
But I was enjoying my trip, so I kept coming back.
Well, in the airport, hi, Booger, hi, Booger, hi, Booger. I mean, you should see him go through Bradley International Airport. Well, we had some games that were, but we also had some games, especially later, that were a lot of fun. And the good teams, you know, and some of the teams out of it, they're playing like they're not out of it.
Yeah.
Some of the teams out of it, well, you'll see. All right, why don't we start with a team that every week, Minnesota, they're one back of Detroit if they could win at home today against first place Atlanta. Here we go with the Great White North. Falcons trying to snap their month-long losing streak, and the Vikings trying to win their 5th straight. Kirk Cousins, of course, they will never forget you, Kirk. Oh, come on. Really? Yeah. At any rate, well, he's back as a Falcon. Darnell Full Mooney. It's a 28-yard gain, Atlanta. Atlanta been stumbling, but still in first. Could they win at Minnesota? Tyler Algier runs hard, 7-0 Falcons up north. Late first quarter, Sam Darnold fakes handoff. Now watch this, a lot of his throws short, but boy, does that work when Jordan Addison comes back.
The underthrown ball, Boom, always in favor of the receiver.
And 7-7 game on. Early second quarter, Cousins fakes handoff. Got time. Oh, that's a nice play by Josh Metellus, a bedtime story.
Yeah, really good job by Metellus, Boom. Anytime the quarterback hesitates, double clutches over the middle, advantage defense, interception.
Yeah, 14 interceptions this year. Cousins been unfortunately on a roll that way lately. Darnold, Justin Jefferson moving on up. Vikings moving on up. They lead 14-10 at the half. Now third quarter, 14-13 Minnesota. Darnold, pressure this time Falcons. Spins. We've seen him use his feet. And he would be open. Jefferson wide open, 52-yard touchdown.
Just great improvisation by Sam Darnold, using his legs, buying time, and then finding a wide open Jefferson in a blown coverage. DB turns around, moving on into the end zone, Boom.
Yeah, moving up to 21-13. See, it writes itself over. The Alford falling down. Now, under a minute to go, third quarter. Bijan Robinson musters his way into the end zone. We got a game 21 all going into the fourth quarter. It's going to be a nail biter. Maybe. First minute, fourth quarter. Darnold under pressure. Addison comes back for it, 42 yards.
Again, another underthrown ball. Addison adjusts, the DB doesn't.
Now Darnold. Now watch this. Nothing wrong with that throw. Right on the money. Over the pylon to Addison. 28-21 Vikings. What can Cousins do? Well, he'll get the ball if Ray McLeod has a big kick return. He's trying. Here. Oh, it's a fumble! Brian Asamoah forces the fumble. Turnover.
Continued, Boom. Defenders making the tackle, throwing that fist in there at that peanut punch, getting the ball out.
And the Metellus, he's in there too. Ham. I thought you ate all that at Thanksgiving. He's in there. Darnold, Addison makes the dive. He's in there. 3 touchdowns from Darnold to Addison on the day, 35-21. Under 7 to go. Well, look, Atlanta outgained Minnesota in this high-throwing game, but Cousins overthrows Pitts. Byron Murphy picks it off. Second pick, and so Minnesota, 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to break open a 21-all game. Much respect with the coach and his former QB. Much respect. And Kirk. It's Kirk, not Kurt, what the shirt said. But the Minnesota Vikings have won 6 straight. They're 11-2. Atlanta has now lost 4 in a row. And we'll tell you what that means in a moment. Dan Graziano afterwards with Aaron Jones.
What can you say about your quarterback, Sam Darnold? 5 touchdown passes in the year he's having.
Sam has been excellent for us. He's a baller, and I think he's quieted all the critics or the doubt that anybody had on him. There was never any doubt coming from our locker room or from our building, and we pushed him and we lifted him up, and he's responded well, and he's taking it all in, and he's showing that he can play at a very, very high level.
Love to be playing, with a lot more production, and it's been disappointing, the last 4 weeks to not have a touchdown pass. So I would like that to be different, and hope that we can, in the last stretch here of the season, turn that around.
Well, it's certainly a tough visit home for Kirk Cousins. And now, what could Tampa Bay do knowing that Atlanta was in trouble? They began the day each time for first 6-6 at home at the new Sombrero. It's not new, but so what? New enough for me. To Jalen McMillan, the rookie, 7-0 for Baker. Bucs started quickly in this game, Booger. And Baker then, later first quarter, Cade Otton Candy. Look at the leap. 29. The Bucs were leaping all day.
No doubt. Otton is having a career year at tight end.
Now, Baker, time. Rachaad White, the touchdown, 14-0 Tampa Bay. This is going to be a laugher. But give the Raiders credit. They don't win, but they play hard every week,
Yes,
don't they?
yes.
For Antonio Pierce, Baker under pressure, Amari Burney with the sack. Trayvon Moehrig recovers the fumble.
No doubt. When you get the sack, secure the tackle, knock the ball out, get the trifecta, sack calls fumble.
So Aiden O'Connell been starting. Remember, they almost beat Chiefs. We all remember that. Michael Mayer. Yeah, he's got it. Whee! Everybody leaping. Must be the weather. 29 yards. That's what you got down to this.
Nice and warm, Bo.
On the Gulf Coast in Florida. O'Connell, touchdown. Raiders down 14-10 at the half. We have a ball game. Under 5 to go in the third now. O'Connell. Oh, no, back foot. Tyke Smith. That's a 10-minute plus 16-play drive that ends in a pick. O'Connell. The whole Bucs chasing him. And Jacoby Myers, 8-yard gain, but he's hurt on the play, pushed late, and knee injury.
Yeah, hand, knee. When he got pushed, trying to brace himself, boom. Either way, he wouldn't return. In will come Desmond Ridder.
Yep, Knight Ridder was in. So 12 minutes to go. So that second quarterback, the Ridder, we don't know how long he's gone yet. It's only Sunday evening, of course. Mike Evans. Woo! Look at the veteran do this. I'm telling you, the high hurdle team for the Olympics in this game. 32 yards to Mike. Sean Tucker. Wow. Bucksy getting running from guys you didn't really know that would be so productive. 34-yard run for him. White from the 4. He's in the end zone. So Bucs early, Bucs late, and they win 28-13.
Last week it was Bucky Irvin. Today Rachaad White. Tucker. The Bucs continue to run the football, boom.
And the Buccaneers are 7-6. Atlanta 6-7. If they finish in a tie, Atlanta swept them, but the Bucs have been climbing up on the ladder. They've won 3 in a row. That's the 7th time, Booger, that they've had 400 yards or more of offense, tying Washington for the most. So let's start with now in first place. We didn't say it a week or two ago, and it's a long way to go. We said it on the show. The eyeballs said, look, best in that division playing, that would be Tampa Bay, and they certainly are now. Remember, they beat the Eagles, and they beat the Lions, and they almost beat the Chiefs, but Atlanta swept them. The Bucs, and we saw Mike Evans. Wirfs is back at tackle. Some of the names we know are playing like we know they can.
No doubt, Boom. And you and I talked about this team from a holistic standpoint. Offensively, defensively, they have the most complete team in the division. They can play complementary football. Once Mike Evans came back, it allowed them to run the football, Boom. Baker Mayfield being a ball distributor, but their ability to run the football with this three-headed monster of Bucky Irvin last week, Tucker, Rachaad White, they can run the football. All three may not be hot, but 2 out of the 3 have been hot recently, and they're controlling the game. And defensively, Ty Bowles has done a really good job. Cade Otton is having a career year at tight end. So they have the ability to play complementary football and be the most complete team in this division. That's why you and I liked this team weeks ago.
Baker turns it over. He turned it over 3 times, but he's played with moxie all year long. I think the Bucs have been on the show. They ran for over 150, I think 6 yards a carry.
Yes.
Atlanta, easy to point fingers at Cousins. I think people do it. This is easy to say, well, but again, they gave up a lot of yards through the air, and I don't know that he's problem number one. And the big question, and we'll roll it in. Well, should they start the rookie? I don't think so. I don't think that would give them their best chance. I know they've lost 4 in a row. What do you think?
I would agree with you, Boom. They don't need to start the rookie, but the reason people are calling for Kirk's job, last 4 games, 4-game losing streak, 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Yeah. He hasn't played well. And I think when you look at their defense, which I think is the bigger problem, when you look at their defense, they can't get after the passer. Last in the National Football League in sacks. They can't get off the field. And so, therefore, they're putting a ton of pressure on Kirk Cousins. He's not delivering, but their defense has to continue to help out. That way the quarterback doesn't do too much. I understand people calling for his job, but let's understand this team is a half a game out of first place. They've lost 4 in a row. You know who lost 4 in a row early in the season? The Buccaneers.
Yes.
So it's a division that's going back and forth. Stick with Kirk Cousins. He gives you the best opportunity to win.
Meanwhile, Minnesota, I mean, a lot of people, they're one behind Detroit, and Detroit has almost been handed the NFC.
Yeah.
They haven't won the division yet. You know, they certainly don't look like they're going to lose a game anytime soon, although they play Buffalo next week, and that's another story. And they end with the Vikings. Darnold is a headline. The defense is a headline. And Jefferson, there's some games, we know how good he is.
Yeah.
They're pretty complete. They didn't even win a one-score game this time.
This is the, to your point, Boom, this is the offense we expected to see. You had Addison, you had Jefferson, both over 100 yards. If you're going to roll coverage to Jefferson, Addison can beat you. Hockenson had almost 50 yards. We know what Aaron Jones can do running the football, and we've seen Sam Darnold at his lowest, throwing 5 picks against the Jags. But today he was at his highest. They just need consistent Sam Darnold because we know what Brian Flores and his defense will do. They will keep teams out of the end zone. They may give us some yards, but they'll keep teams out of the end zone. If they get this offense can compete with anybody on the NFC side with Darnold playing this way.
Even if it's chilly out. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll worry about that later.
It'll get chilly a little later.
You know what team can win whatever the weather is?
Who's that?
Lately, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
They haven't lost in 2 months, and here we go, Eagles. So this will be a laugher against Carolina, right? Well, no. Carolina been playing good ball for a month.
Yeah.
Could they do it 5 games? Jalen Hurts at home. All the Slim Reapers back, Booger. Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
So again, all these teams seemingly making great acquisitions, but it's guys coming off the injured list. 27 yards. Now, what do you think this is?
A little brotherly shove.
From
No idea.
one, they do it. They perfect it. It's 7-3 Philly. Bryce Young playing better. Tommy Tremble. Oh, Eagles trembling. They're Panthers?
Panthers?
10-7 in Philly? 2 minutes left in the half. But this would be a big play. C.J. Gardner-Johnson picks off Young on the overthrow, and Philly's in business. They and the Ravens have scored the most points of anyone in the last 2 minutes of the first half. So what do? They score points in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Hurts to Smith, 14-10 Philly at the half.
Sign of a good team. Score the last 2 minutes of the first half, first 2 minutes of the second half.
Yep, under 5 minutes to go in the third. 4th and 2 Panthers. Young ball tip. Doink! Oh, what a feeling. I can just dance. Well, not on the ceiling. They looked up. And Bryce smiles in the Chuba missile crisis. Wait a minute. They're pointing the missiles at Philly? Careful. 16-14 Panthers. They missed the extra point. Did we tell you that Saquon Barkley was on the Eagles this year? Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay, 15 yards. So just watch in case you forgot. Meanwhile, Hurts, when he needs to do this, it's never been a problem. This hurts Carolina. Look at him, 35 yards inside the 10. And now to Grant Calcaterra. Grant Calcaterra. Grant Calcaterra. That's an old song. 22-16 had to sing it. Barkley up the middle. He's past Shady McCoy as the single-season all-time Eagles rushing leader. Congratulations. Young out of the end zone. He's going to get trapped for a safety. Xavier Legette. First down. That's a really nice play by Bryce.
Yeah, he's starting to move around and play more confidently.
Yep, and then Young to Legette, what you pay for. It's a, wait a minute. Incomplete. Oh.
Didn't complete the catch, boom, ball hit the ground. He's got to catch that ball, tuck and roll.
So now 4th and 9, last minute of the fourth quarter. Bryce, can he escape the Eagles pass rush? Throwing to Thielen. Darius, big play. Slay is there to knock it away. It all rhymes. And Philly, Carolina, give them the nod, right?
Yeah,
They're playing good ball.
Playing hard.
But the Philadelphia Eagles, ladies and gentlemen, have won 9 straight games. They're 11-2, and they are for home field on Detroit's derriere as well. Saquon with 124, 16-23. Remember, only 8 have ever rushed for 2,000 in a single season. Another first-place team like Philly is Pittsburgh. By the way, they will play next week, Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. But Jameis, you got to love him. He keeps both teams in the game. J.J. Watt wondering which team would show up. Russell Wilson, Steelers, Jameis Winston. Well, these are the good Browns. To Elijah Moore, 20 yards. Then Jameis Jerry Judge Judy pounds the gavel. 7-3 Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Remember they beat them in the snow 2 weeks ago. Second quarter, Jameis, intercepted by Keanu Benton. 11 yards.
A lot of defensive tackles getting interceptions, Boom.
Yeah, they are. You love it. Look at what a play.
Last week it was Leonard Williams. This week it's Keanu Benton and J.J. Watt.
He loves the lineman doing it. Nobody did it better than him. One hand, two hand, whatever. Wilson, the hands up, Russell to Najee Harris. 13-7 Steelers at the half. Early third. 3rd and 10. Russell steps up. Throws on the run. Move. Pat Fryer moved 21 yards. First down, Steelers driving. Then Russell Wilson. To Van Jefferson. He's not moving on up. He's moving on in. The moving van, 20-7. Then Browns 4th and 1 going for it. Running wide?
Just don't like the play call. 4th and 1, you need 3 feet and you run sideways?
Yeah, Jerome Ford and Coach Stefanski says, well, that play, that was like an Edsel. We don't do it anymore. 3rd and 6, Wilson. Mike Williams. We haven't seen him in a month. But Pickens is out with an injury.
Last time I saw him, he caught a touchdown. Now he's out of witness protection and catching another one.
Yeah, Wilson. That's a pretty pass.
Beautiful timing pass right there, right on the money, threaded the needle.
So 27-7 Pittsburgh. Browns trying to make a comeback. 2 scores, 27-14, 4 to go in the game. And Winston. Well, James Pierre, lucky Pierre. Jameis, like I said, everyone in the game, it was going to be a tall pass to go in there and win.
No doubt, Boone, but Jameis is an aggressive player. He's always going to make some aggressive throws, which is why it's feast or famine.
At least it's fun to watch the Browns, whether they win or lose. Now you know what a cloud has been hanging over their head when Watson was in there. Steelers win 27-14. Russell Wilson, Steelers keep on chugging in first place. They're 10-3.
First of all, going to Cleveland, obviously playing there, a tough environment, a great game. We felt like we could have won that game. Obviously, we took the lead with about 5 minutes to go, whatever it was. We got the ball back with 4 minutes to go, and we feel like we, as an offense, we got to close that out. Unfortunately, we didn't. This time we were able to. We were able to respond in a great way in the second half and close out the game. And I think our defense responded in a great way. So, anytime you're playing a division rival, especially within 12 days or whatever it is, it's always challenging because they know you and you know them. But it also makes it fun, especially when you're on the winning column.
21 straight regular season wins for Pittsburgh at home against Cleveland. Cleveland with Baker won a wild card game. That was in the COVID year, right? But that's Mike Tomlin was not going to get swept by not this team. You know what hits me with Pittsburgh?
What's that?
Usually it's, will they get in the playoffs? Will they have a late run? Will Mike Tomlin be over 500? They've been on front and center for 4 months, and they're both sides of the ball, reason why.
And no doubt, Boom. And again, we continue to go back to the move when they made at quarterback, naming Russell Wilson the starting quarterback. It allowed them to play complementary football. Today, more runs than passes. 35 runs, 26 passes. We're going to play Steeler football, all right? We're going to run the football. We're not going to allow the quarterback to throw the ball 50 times. Defensively, they got rushers, Boom. They got Highsmith back. Highsmith came back. Herbert, T.J. Watt. They can rush the passer. They can get after you. They got speed at linebacker with Patrick Queen, the rookie, Wilson. They can do what they want to do with their front seven. They are fast. They are athletic. They can run the football with Najee Harris and Russell Wilson. It's amazing. One team's trash. They didn't want him in Denver. They said he couldn't fit the system. They have a system built for him, very similar to Seattle in Pittsburgh. We're going to run the football, play action, use your legs just a little bit, keep the chains moving, and this is Steeler football. Steeler football almost reminds you of Seahawk football a little bit.
Well, a little bit. That's a good segue. But
exactly.
But I do want to say this too. I think it's the 7th game the Steelers have forced 3 turnovers or more. That would be Steeler football.
Yes.
That certainly would be Steeler football. Did we not talk the Eagles yet? No, we're going to. So the Eagles, now they are rolling, right?
Yeah.
And they have, look, today they struggled against Carolina. They're not going to crush everybody, but Philly Let's start with the offensive line
Yeah.
and let's go to the defensive line.
Yeah.
When you control both sides, I like your chances.
No doubt, it's the best offensive line or one up there in football, but the defensive line has made the biggest jump. Vic Fangio comes in, and you look at what they have in the middle. Jordan Davis, big dude, didn't always play up to his level. Jalen Carter, another big guy to Georgia, didn't play up to his level. This year, under Vic Fangio boom, Jalen Carter's playing at an all-pro level. You see Jordan Davis going sideline to sideline. And when big people run and we're athletic and we hustle, now the entire defense
That's a good
does that.
point.
And you're starting to see the defense swarm. They're playing better. Barkley is in the MVP conversation. Hurts only completed 14 passes today.
His numbers are never, quote, going to jump off the page.
And we know what Brown and the Slim Reaper can do. Like, they haven't exploded yet. So they're just biding their time right now. But I love what I'm seeing from the young defensive tackles, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. If they play at that level, that defense will be dominant.
Two new coordinators, one new running back we could go. By the way, I saw you run in the studio. I came right behind you, man. I was ready to go. Hey, so this is a surprise to a lot of people. The first place in the NFC West, Seattle Seahawks. Could they beat Arizona twice in 3 weeks? Mike McDonald, wife Stephanie, baby boy, middle of the week. And would it be the week that he'll never forget? Well, it already will be, win or lose in the game. Kyler Murray to Michael Wilson. Well, wait a minute, you know, baby, and new 7-0 Arizona. Murray over the middle looking for Harrison. Picked up what a trade they made with their new, as of a month ago, Ernest Jones IV, their middle linebacker.
Really good job. He's playing big dividends.
And so the turnover sets up Geno to Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's the leading receiver on the team, on a team with Metcalf and Lockett.
Says a lot.
10-7, Murray scrambling. Overthrow. Kobe Bryant told you, NBA season. Remember he had the pick 6 against Arizona 2 weeks ago in Seattle. What a play.
Yeah, no doubt. The pressure up front, making Murray a little bit uncomfortable. He steps up and just sails that one, boom.
Now they have had trouble running. However, Zach Charbonnet, which a lot of French guys involved on this day. He's running well, 22 yards down to the 5. Walker was a no-go today, so Charbonnet got the start, turned it up, and oh, good Chardonnay, good vintage. 17-7 Seahawks. I'll do it myself. Second quarter, Smith and Jigba picks it off the turf. It's a gain of 20. Look at this. 24-yard pickup at their own 44. Now, Charbonnet. Magnifique! Il pouvait aller toute la distance. That's French for he could go all the way. All right?
Hey, I didn't know.
Oh, 24-10 Seahawks. Late third quarter, 27-10, but Murray to James Conner for a touchdown. He did okay today. The first game, he was nothing. So the Seahawks knew they had to stop him. Murray for the 2-point conversion. Maybe we got a game, 27-18.
Maybe.
9 minutes to go. Kyler. Seahawk defense. Trying to keep him bottled. The big fella chasing him, but, Kyler's pretty quick. I don't care how big the big guy is. Faster than Leonard Williams and everything. So a gain of 14. 7 minutes to go. And, oh, no, Chad. This land is your land. This land is not on this kick. It's no longer Rye land. It doinks it. No good. So instead of a 1-score, 2-score, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
The Seahawks spot them an early touchdown, and they win 30-18. The Seattle Seahawks started the year 3-0. Then they lost the bunch. Since their bye, they've won all 4 games. Geno Smith and company.
Play as a team, and complementary football is the main thing. And I thought just the way that, we came out on offense right after they scored, got points, wanted to score a touchdown there, but ended up getting 3. Then we go right back. Defense goes out, get a turnover. We go get 7. They get another turnover. We, make it a 2-score game. Those are the things that you need in order to gain momentum and to really close these games out, and down the stretch here.
Disappointing loss, didn't play our best ball there. I got to find some answers to get us going a little bit because we haven't played great here the last couple weeks. So that falls on me. So got to go back to the drawing board tomorrow, get these things corrected, put them in better position, and we got to win a game.
Now you saw it 7 in a row, Seattle over Arizona. Now they would have a tiebreaker over. We got a long way to go. Look, the 49ers, And the new coach for the Chicago Bears, of course, Thomas Brown. Kyle Shanahan, Niners. Look, they got 2 games in 5 days. We'll talk about it in a minute in the division. The next one's against the Rams. Brock Purdy to George Kittle. Could they get going and get back to 500 by Thursday night? Kittle was immense today. Booger, 33-yard pickup. Then Purdy to Juwan Jennings. He had the Super Bowl stardom. That's a pretty pass.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. On the money, allowed him to run in and score that touchdown.
It's not snowing.
Yeah, well,
they look good.
There's snow in the Bay there.
Yeah, Snow Angel, they can do it. Doesn't have to have snow on the ground. Purdy to Kittle, he's wide open against the Bears. Look at him. He's taking on the whole team. 32-yard pickup again. And a couple plays later, a little pass to Isaac Guerendo. Well, he's open. Get up, roll. First and goal, almost in. So you know what? You did all that. Why don't you do this? Touchdown.
Yeah, you way to reward the guy. He caught that little wheel right out of the backfield. Put him in the end zone just now.
14-0 San Francisco at home over Chicago. Second quarter, the very first play. Purdy. Kittle. There's blockers. There's Kittle. There's Field. There's a big gain again. Over 100 yards receiving in the first half. A tight end. 18-yard pickup. Purdy. Throw. Jennings. There he goes. No, that's Kittle. My bad. Here, I'm so excited to get ahead of myself. That's Jennings. There's the touchdown. 21-0 San Francisco. The Bears aren't going to have a heartbreaking loss for a change, which is not what they wanted, but they're down 24-0. 3rd and 2 at their own 48. Minute left in the half. Caleb, Leonard Floyd with the sack.
Haven't seen him in a while.
First quarter, Bears, first half, 4 yards of offense. 4.
Not good.
Bronco Nagurski off tackle for 4 yards. San Francisco at 319. Caleb Jerome Odunze makes a catch for a touchdown. They don't get 2 at 24-6. Niners 3 and out with Chicago have a comeback like they did against Detroit and almost won. Caleb, yeah. Ruled originally an incomplete pass, overturned for a fumble. Niners ball.
Yeah, boom. He brought the ball down. Had the ball come out as he was throwing it, it would have been incomplete. But on the way down, that's a fumble.
First play, fourth quarter, Guerendo was in. He had 78 yards running. McCaffrey's out. The Niners have a long list of injuries, as do a lot of teams, but they're not looking for your pity because they know you're not going to give it to them. So the Niners look like it's supposed to look. They play the Rams at home on Thursday night. They win it 38-13. So the San Francisco 49ers, they had lost 3 in a row, but they bounced back big time, and the Chicago Bears have lost 7 straight. Let's start San Francisco. We'll get to Seattle and Arizona. Look, I don't know if there's enough time, although no one is running away with this division. Seattle in first at 8-5. But if the 49ers can win that game, which they did, and they win on Thursday, if they can, against the Rams, which will be a really good game, get to 7-7 and look around. Are they feeling the toll of all the 20 games they've played in the last 5 or 6 years? Yeah. But no one is 11-1 in their division. Possible.
It's very possible. And anytime you have a Kyle Shanahan team, this team is going to continue to fight. What they're asking now with no Mason, no McCaffrey, no Brandon Ayuk, they're asking the quarterback, Brock Purdy, can you carry this team? He did today, Boom. He played his best game of the season, I thought. He was efficient. He moved the football around. He got George Kittle involved. And when George Kittle gets involved, it brings life to the team. He is a violent player. Look how he runs. The hair's coming out of the back of the helmet, Boom. He just looks violent. He gets everybody involved. He gets up. The crowd gets going. And the team gets energized. They've been playing without a lack of energy. Today was a good day for the 49ers. Can they stack these up? You mentioned Thursday night. They're going to have to be able to do that, get to 7-7, and then look around because they know they can beat anybody in that division.
Oh, yeah.
When you look at the other teams, the Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, they can beat any of those. Are they going to be healthy enough? And can the quarterback continue to be consistent enough? Because he's got to carry all those guys that are there.
Well, the guys that are there know how to win.
They do, yes.
Let's not forget.
Yes.
Now, the Seattle Seahawks, we told you they won 3, they were 3-0, and then they lost it. Since the bye, they're 4-0. We can read a couple offensive numbers, but I want to go to the other side of the ball.
Yes.
First of all, they ran for 176. Seahawks? That's their high this year. Geno was 24 of 30, okay, for 233. But the defense, Mike McDonald got the head coaching job really because of defensive wizardry with Baltimore
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Michigan a little bit, but Baltimore, the system, they've changed middle linebacker a couple of times. By the way, they've changed their center. They changed returners on this day.
Yeah.
But what they have now, with the way Leonard Williams is playing, they have a defensive system with strong defensive backs. But up front, there's a guy you have to keep track of if you're an opponent. Leonard Williams, we can't let him wreck the game. What does that do for the rest of the defenders, you other 10 guys?
It's a table setter, Boom. Like we used to always talk about the Warren Sapps of the world, the Aaron Donalds of the world, the Chris Joneses of the world. They set the table because if you have to put 2 on those guys, that means somebody else is free. And now those other guys have one-on-one matchups and they can go dominate. But you have to have somebody on your team that commands 2. Think about the Steelers. TJ Watt has to command 2. The Browns, Myles Garrett commands 2. The great defenses always have one guy that you have to double team. And Leonard Williams is that guy. And when he plays at this level, Boom, don't forget, he's not a young guy. He's been doing this for a long time. The fact that now he's back on the scene is good for Seattle because those DBs on the back end, Witherspoon, Tariq Warren, if the ball comes out, they can go get it, Boom.
Yeah, they can. They're tough back there.
Yes.
Next 2 games for Seattle at home, Green Bay and Minnesota. So we'll get a good litmus test on where they really are. Well, where they are in first place. Now, the Buffalo Bills, who've been on a roll at L.A. the week before they played Detroit. Would this be, well, no, you can't overlook the Rams and Matthew Stafford ever, but Josh Allen to do a touchdown pass to himself last week. I mean, that's how they ruled it. And look at the Bills fans in SoFi.
Mafia.
Oh, they travel. But guess what? Jacob Hummel says that's nice. Hummel's hot dogs block Sam Martin's punt. Hunter Long, touchdown, special teams, Rams.
Really good job of reaching that hand out, blocking the punt, not touching the punter, but more importantly, scooping score by the Rams.
Well, if you do that, you lead 17-7. Now, Josh Allen to Ty Johnson. They throw everybody scores touchdowns in the passing game. We got ourselves a wild one.
Yeah, a little shootout.
17-14 Rams. Bills to within 3. Stafford, Puka Shell, Nakua. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I mean, Boom, look at that. Little toe tap swag on the sideline and then completing the catch.
First down, L.A. Stafford. Oh, we're going to hand it to Puka. Hey, I'm going to leap even though I'm in there. What the heck? It's the day of the leap. 24-14 Rams over the Bills, who have been rolling. 8.5 to go in the third. Stafford to Kyren Williams. Every week he scores at least a touchdown.
Yeah, he's a great play caller, McVay, and getting him the football.
So, remember the Bills have won 7 straight. They've scored over 30 the last 6. Out to Khalil Shakir. What a slot receiver and trusty receiver. He's becoming a doink, doink, doink. It's a touchdown. 31-21. This is fun.
Yeah, really fun.
Now, Stafford. Oh, you remember me? I'm Cooper Kupp between 2 defenders. How nice is that?
A really good job by Kupp going up, Boom, in between 2 defenders, turning his back, shielding himself, and catching the football.
38-21. The Bills are out of it, right? Wrong. Allen, good pocket. That offensive line is one of the best in football. Shakir, it's a first down, 34 yards. Now early fourth, first minute of it. Josh, in. He's in. 38-28. 9 minutes to go in the game. Allen. Mac Hollins, barefoot with cleats, doesn't matter. 38-35, the Bills within 3.
He became one with SoFi today, Boom.
Oh, very one. 4 minutes left in the fourth. 4th and 5. Rams at the 35. Stafford to Tutu Atwell. I mean, they grow receivers on trees when they're healthy. Tutu. It's 11 yards. Chugging along. 2 minutes to go. The little screen to Nakua. Oh, what a perfectly devised play on 3rd and 5. McVay, company fired up. 44-35. They missed the PAT. Minute and a half. Josh throws. Quentin Lake of the Rams called for pass interference. Bill's still alive.
Anytime the ball is underthrown and the DB doesn't turn around, offense can get PI.
Over a minute to go in the game. Just over. Allen, second time they tried a quarterback sneak down there. They got it. 44-42. Minute left. The onside kick. Tyler Bass. The good Ronnie Rivers rolling on the Rivers. And guess what? The Rams stopped the Bills' 7-game winning streak. The first regular season December or January game for the Bills that they've lost in the last 15. After the game, our Lindsay Theory with Cooper Kupp.
You guys guys are very much alive in this tight NFC West race. How do you turn around quickly, get ready for Thursday night in San Francisco?
Yeah, it's been the same approach we've taken all along, just 1 week at a time. We don't get too far ahead here. Just knowing that there's all these implications, all these things, all we can control is this week. So, to be able to turn our bodies over, get ready for a division rival up there in Northern California.
Hate losing. If you lose by 2, you lose by 100, it don't matter. You're still losing. And offensively, we got to find ways to score before the half and score after the half. So we didn't do our part either.
If you thought that game looked like fun, Booger, first game in NFL history, Darren fired this over to me.
Okay.
Or it could have been Aeneas, both of these guys. First game in NFL history where 2 teams scored 40 points and had no turnovers.
Yeah.
That would be, and by the way, Cooper Kupp looked like he had his hockey playoff beard on, ready to go. So, LA, when they look like this, when they sliced and diced Minnesota on that Thursday, they don't look like this every week. But when they do offensively, it's almost impossible to stop. We saw that today.
And here's the reason why. 2 reasons. Number one, Sean McVay, the head coach, may be the best offensive play caller in football. And when he gets a defense on their heels, he can absolutely shred them. And 2, Matt, this was vintage. We've been talking about wine and French wine today. This was vintage Matthew Stafford. This is going back, grabbing a bottle from like 1895, Matthew Stafford. It was absolutely unreal, Boom, because his accuracy with the football, the play calling, he was throwing it sidearm like Darren O'Day of the Orioles, Boom, just dropping that thing in the slot.
Very good.
And when their offense can play this way, they run the football with Kyron Williams, they're going to score points. It all comes down to when and if their defense can get stops. They're so young on defense. They're a little inconsistent. But this offense, when McVay's calling plays, look out.
Big game, Matthew Stafford.
Yes.
He could play for me anytime in any condition, and so the Rams win it. They're 7-6, 1 behind the Seahawks. By the way, if you're looking way ahead, they play the last game of the season, and the Rams beat them earlier. There's Josh Allen, second player in NFL history with 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. Otto Graham, 1954 NFL championship game. Josh, that's quite a club that I would not be. The Bills, what's wrong with their defense? They ran into a buzzsaw. Look, they play Detroit next week. No way they were looking past the Rams. They scored over 30 for the 7th straight game.
Yeah.
This is. They have their head down because they lost. I didn't see an unbelievable, this is a problem long term. Did you?
I didn't see anything that I'm concerned about. This is still a very good football team. Josh Allen, I think, is in a battle for the MVP with Saquon Barkley and Lamar Jackson. The one thing that might give me just a smidgen of pause defensively, they're going to have to figure out a way to continue to rush the passer.
They're not there yet. Von Miller is not 5 sacks a game yet.
Correct. Like they got to get consistent pass rush because they're not great on the back end. They're not great. They're young. DeMar Hamlin is giving them a veteran, some savviness back there, but they're not that dominant when they had Poyer and Hyde and Tre'Davious White. They're not that anymore. So they need pass rush, and they're not quite getting what they need.
They're used to being up by a couple scores, and they can easier rush the passer than when you're down by 17.
No question.
It's funny how that works. Otto Graham knew that in 1954. I mean, that's the way it works. Then there were some other games. Actually, Jets-Dolphins was fun. 2 teams that are, they're okay. Miami still thinks they're in it. The Jets, for the first time in 7 games, they weren't favored. Hello? Dolphins at home. Tua, Jalen Waddle. 20-yard gain. Waddle, a nice run afterwards. And then from the 2, Devon Achane. Touchdown. 15-13 Miami. Going into half. This was okay, this game. Aaron Rodgers hadn't thrown for 300 yards in almost 3 years. Garrett Wilson is open, 42 yards. Nice catch down the sideline.
Yeah, really good job of him. The ball led him out of bounds, but he got both feet in.
And so, Rodgers to Devontae Adams. See, this is the way we're supposed to look. They get all the old Packers, 20-15 Jets. Now, 4th quarter, Tua, Tyreek Hill, 18-yard pickup, 3rd down conversion for the Dolphins. 4th and goal at the 4. I want you to watch. Tyreek, the Roadrunner, gets into the end zone quickly. He runs out of the end zone even faster. I don't know how he does it. 2-point conversion to Waddle. Great contested catch. We're tied at 23-all.
Yeah, both of them in the same spot in the end zone.
Now, tied, same thing. Little play action for Aaron. Oh, another Packer. That's the way we're supposed to look. Allen Lounge Lazard, 18 yards, Jets in field goal range, but it's sacked. Rodgers to Devontae Adams, 14-yard tick, tick, tick. 56 seconds. Jets kick a field goal by Carlson. They're up 26-23. Then to the corner. You'd think they'd corner Malik Washington in, but there's a Malik in the coverage. And look at what. That's all the kicker. He just ran. Give him the nod. He stuck his head in there. 45-yard return, big play.
Huge play in the game.
41 seconds to go. Tua rolling. 14 yards. Tell you what, you like that? 4th and 4, 12 seconds to go. 52 yards, Jason Sanders. Good. He missed an extra point earlier, but good. We go to overtime. Dolphins win toss. Same first drive. Tua. Jonnu Smith caught nothing in regulation. But then again, here's 20 yards. And you know what? Jonnu. Look at Jonnu do it. From another big chunk play, 14 yards. And then, this is working. Why don't I look for him again?
Yeah, one more time.
Tua. He's open between 3 Jet defenders. So first possession, touchdown, Miami. Hangs in. The Dolphins, they hang in. They're 6-7. It ain't snow. It ain't cold. They win. The Jets were 2-1. They're now 3-10. Both Tua and Aaron Rodgers, over 302 receivers on each team, had 100 yards receiving. At the other end of the spectrum, Jags, Titans. This, Mac Jones, of course, playing instead of Trevor Lawrence, out pretty much for the year. Chidobe Awuzie.
There you go.
I know how to do it. One of 2 interceptions. Jones in the first half. Tony Pollard, second quarter. But, of course, offensive holding. So guess what? We go backwards for Tennessee. And then Will Levis, 4th and goal to Nick Bennett. Andre Cisco Kid is there. Swats it away. 3-0.
At a barn burner.
At the half, a barn burner, as Tommy Jackson used to say. 8 minutes to go in the game. 6-3 Tennessee. Mac to Brian Thomas. English muffins for everybody. Down to the 12, 31-yard game. Second and 5 at the 8. Tank Bigsby looked stiff arm.
Really
When Derrick Henry was there, we saw that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I like how Tank runs for them, though.
Against Tennessee, but they know that in practice. 10-6. Now Levis faking. Calvin Ridley. He's short of the first down out of bounds. 4th and 3. End zone. Levis. Nick Westbrook. Keenan. The Jags. They win it. The Jags beat the divisional game. Yeah. The Jags snap a 5-game losing streak. Tennessee, they both fall to 3-10. And then there were the Saints and the G-Men. The only team that hasn't won a home game this year. Look, pretty good weather up in the Northeast. I know you think it's cold. It's not. 7-3 at the half. Derek Carr to Juwan Johnson. Saints lead 14-3. Remember they scored 91 points
first 2
games of the year.
2-0.
First and goal at the 1. Giant. Their young running back, Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, 14-9. They go for 2. Drew Lock playing at a week of practice. Looking for Malik Neighbors. Yeah, like a good neighbor, Malik is there, and it's 14-11.
I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go. Oh, my God. A barn burner. Carr rolling. Leaps. This was the day of the week, but he got hurt. We hope it's not a fractured hand. It was called a hand and head injury, would not return.
Yeah, boom. Everybody wanted to jump up, and when you jump up, you got to put that hand down, and you can see he falls on the hand, the helmet. Just not good for Derek Carr.
So Haener had to play, but 4th and 10, Giants own 40. A minute to go. Lock. Unlocks the door for a big scramble. G-Men. Lock. To the rookie Neighbors. Shazam. Giants in field goal range. Graham Gano going to tie it for 35 yards. Just get the kick up in the air. It's going to be good. Ryan Percy and more French. How low was that kick?
super low boom, really good job. He jumped over the offensive line, and he can't touch him because if he touches them, it's a foul. So he did it without touching them and then blocks it. Super athletic for a guy that's 6'5" and 320 pounds.
Now, the Saints fans invented the badge.
Yeah, long time
Okay,
ago.
well, I
Aints.
remember. The Aints. The Giants are the Ints. I guess they still have not won a home game all year, and they have lost 8 straight. Woo! Well, that was fun. The buys are over, by the way. So everybody playing, as we speak, Kansas City is just kicking it off. So we don't know if they've won or lost. But first things first, as they play the Chargers, they're trying to win the division for the 9th straight year, the Chiefs. But they know that Buffalo lost the game, so they now have a little bit of breathing room, but they can't breathe. You don't have to breathe heavily, but they can't breathe easily.
Right.
Buffalo at Detroit next week.
Yeah.
Hello, might this be a Super Bowl? Yes. Might this be 2 long-suffering fan bases? If it comes from December all the way to the end, we're getting ahead of ourselves. What do we expect in this game with Detroit on a hell of a roll, albeit down players on defense, Booger?
I think it's going to be another shootout because of what you mentioned. You talk about the Detroit Lions being down with players on defense. Josh Allen, but he had 6 touchdowns on today. They're going to put up points. He's playing at an MVP level, so it's going to be not if they can slow him down, how many times can they do it, because he's going to go up and down the field. And then when you flip it over on the other side, nobody controls the line of scrimmage like the Detroit Lions. And we know Buffalo does not want to play that type of game, in my opinion. So the physicality of the Lions, can they control the game with their offensive line, with Gibbs and Montgomery? But I expect this to be a shootout. Both quarterbacks are playing well. Allen, obviously, an MVP-type candidate. May come down to who has the ball last, Boone.
Well, that wouldn't be a shock. Booger, does either team, look, you always want to be up by 2 scores, let's see, but off what we saw in the Ram game and the Bills being, does it behoove Buffalo to get up by a little margin and be able to rush the passer, even though Detroit line is outstanding? By the way, so is Buffalo's offensive line, but Detroit's line speaks for itself. Or if Detroit falls behind by a couple of scores, which team are you a little more concerned about, if that's the right word for 2 teams that might meet in the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm a little more, if you're talking about a team falling behind, I would be more concerned about Detroit, because I don't know if their defense has the horses. They're so banged up to stop them. And if Josh Allen gets going, can they contain the fire? Can they put a hole in the leak? I don't know if they can do that. Conversely, if the Bills get down also, if the Bills can't get in that rush to passer mode, boom, I think it starts to play with their psyche a little bit, especially coming off the loss against the Rams. I think they need to get a lead, some confidence on the road in that building. It's going to be tough. Let's see how they bounce back after the Ram loss.
You know, it's just interesting on Detroit, and we'll have all year to talk about them, obviously. I mean, we got a long way to go with them. Think of who they were 3 years ago and then all the years before that. The names of their offensive skill players, we know them all.
You know who they are.
The Bills' names you don't know as much, because this year Josh Allen's hitting all of them. But this could be like 45-43.
Yeah, easily.
What's wrong with that?
I'll take it. Sign me up.
Sean McDermott may not like it. Dan Campbell may not.
Neither one of them may
not be totally. Aaron Glenn may not totally like it. But this will be a lot of fun. That's a late afternoon game next week. One of the few times teams from the same state have 10 wins or more playing each other. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is at Philadelphia. Physical game. Not that the other one won't be.
Yeah.
Physical game.
No doubt. Both teams want to run the football. Both teams have a similar formula. We want to run the football, control the line of scrimmage, allow our quarterback to make plays very minimally. That game to me comes down to which team is going to line up and have the right mindset. Can you stop Saquon Barkley? Can you stop Warren and Najee Harris? That'll be the key. The defense that can stop the run and play the physical game the longest, I think their team is going to have an opportunity to win. Russell Wilson, hitting the deep ball. Mike Williams, he came out of witness protection this week. Can he hit a couple of deep balls against this Eagles secondary? That'll be key.
Pittsburgh's so good at forcing turnovers.
Yes.
Can Philly play a clean game? Of course they can.
Yeah.
Of course they can. That offensive line, Detroit's offensive line, Buffalo's it's not really a secret.
No.
That Pittsburgh's line has got to be better than we think. I
They
mean,
do.
right?
They do.
This will be that's why you have to watch prime time
You got
every
to.
week. You can't watch every game every minute, and that's what we're here for. So, let's go back to Week 14 in this one. What do we got for game ball? What do you looking
Oh,
at?
boom. I'm going to the wide receiver position. I'm going to Puka Nacua for the LA Rams. Boom. He was absolutely outstanding. 12 catches on 14 targets, 162 yards, 1 touchdown. And they got him involved, boom, in the run game. Also, boom, he had 5 carries for 16 yards, another touchdown with Sean McVay calling plays, with Cooper Kupp on the other side. Puka Nacua is feasting on defenses right now. He's getting a lot of one-on-one coverage. He was outstanding today.
Well, look, Minnesota Vikings, they're 11-2. Sam Darnold, 5 touchdown passes against the guy that used to quarterback the Minnesota Vikings and led them to the playoffs. 5 for 347, 5 touchdowns, 340. 250 of the yards came in the second half alone.
Late
and
bloomer.
and Sam does it also with his legs.
Yes.
A lot of people kind of forgot about. You know, you play at the Jets, and sometimes you forget you're running for your life. And so those, you know, what's also interesting about those 2 games before we throw to to Scotty. So you have Kansas City, right? They're going to watch that Buffalo-Detroit game and they go, "Come on, Lions!"
No
right?
question.
You got Pittsburgh, who's going to be watching. Well, not Pittsburgh. You got Philly's in good shape. You have Baltimore's going. Come on, Philly. It's just odd bedfellows, and I could go back the other way. Minnesota going, come on, Buffalo. It's just, but they've got their own games to play. That's what's fun at this time of year.
Yes.
You line them up on different sides, and who roots for who. But next week it's somebody else. All right, we're going on. Very good Sunday night game. The Chiefs, they win every which way but loose. Can they keep doing it against the Chargers and in the process wrap up yet, number 9 in a row in the AFC West? Chargers may have other ideas. Scott Van Pelt has his own ideas. Scotty?
Boom, you're on to something there. Kansas City, one way or another. Somehow they just seem to find their way to the winner's circle, looking for their 9th consecutive division title, taking on a Chargers team that trailed 6-0 here under 5 to go in the second. Justin Herbert here gets blasted by Nick Bolton. Complete to Quentin Johnston, but the flag brought this back for a hold. The bigger issue, what happened? Wondered if it was his ribs initially, but he's grasping at the back of that right leg. You wonder, is it a hamstring situation? What's the story? They've got to have him, and now they've got to have some points because Patrick Mahomes hits DeAndre Hopkins, and it's 13-0. Chargers would get the ball coming out of the locker room, and there's Herbert, a little bit gingerly. The trot doesn't look maybe as smooth as normal, but that throwing motion certainly does. Gain of 21 on 2nd and 16 to Stone Smart, and there goes the Gus bus, Gus Edwards, into the end zone, and the Chargers now are within 6. They get the ball back. Herbert, again, clean pocket, finds Smart with 2 T's. Gain of 24 later in the drive. This is the money down. Don't want to settle for 3. Chargers can get their nose out in front with a touchdown. That's just what they get as Herbert has all day and finds Quentin Johnston. Extra point gives the Chargers the lead, 14-13. Fourth quarter, it's 3rd and 16. Looking deep, Mahomes, Hopkins, but it's knocked away. Cam Hart delivers a well-timed shoulder there. The Chiefs would make a long field goal, though, and have a 16-14 lead. Next Chargers drive. 2nd and 9, and Treshaun Worlton gets there. Chargers would get a field goal at 17-16 every single week. It feels like the Chiefs are involved in a game just like this. Trailing by 1. Mahomes is under duress on 3rd and 10. Buys time, finds Xavier Worthy. Gain of 14. Later in the drive. 2nd and 8. Mahomes. Such a dangerous part of his game. Those scrambles, always well-timed. Gain of 10. Later in the drive, this is the key play of the game. 3rd and 7. Mahomes said Kelsey actually ran the wrong route, but he finds a wide-open 87 for a first down. Chargers don't have any timeouts. That allows the Chiefs to exhaust the clock and bring on Matthew Wright to win it at the gun. If they do, it's 9 consecutive AFC West. Snap, hold, kick, off the upright and through. Another look as Wright with a smooch off the inside of the upright. And amazingly, the Chiefs have won all 3 home games against AFC West division rivals by 2. 16-14 over Denver, and now back-to-back weeks, 19-17 last week against the Raiders, 19-17 this week over the Chargers. Next week, they hit the road to take on Cleveland. You figure they'll be big favorites, but it wouldn't be a shock if they're involved in another game just like this. Meanwhile, the Chargers will welcome the now NFC South leading Buccaneers to Los Angeles.
All right, Scotty, thank you. Great of you to be with us every week at NFL Primetime. And Sam with Joe and Troy, the Monday night game. Cincinnati, I mean, they're a thrill a minute. They're not thrilled because the end result has been a lot of losses.
Correct.
At the Dallas Cowboys, how about them? We've won 2 in a row. Dallas Cowboys, can they make a push? We'll see. And now, for our Monday night highlights, of course, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman. Fellas.
Well, a matchup of 2 500 teams in Arlington, Texas, and it was a heck of a ball game, a final of 27-20. Let's take a look and see how it happened. Joe Burrow, him warming up before the game, but it was Cooper Rush and the Cowboys, Troy, that struck first on a 4th and 1, finding CeeDee Lamb.
Just a really good call by Mike McCarthy and an outstanding route by CeeDee Lamb for the score.
And one thing you know, when you get the Cincinnati Bengals, they're going to try to get the ball in the hands of Jamar Chase. Here they hand it to him. He picks up a first down later in the drive from 5 yards out into the front of the end zone.
Anytime 9 can throw it to 1, it's a pretty good connection between those two and has been for quite some time.
And we are tied at 7. Cowboys driving in the red zone. Cooper Rush has a pass that is tipped and intercepted by Geno Stone. So the Cowboys knocking on the door, and the much maligned Bengals defense makes a play. Now Burrow to Chase Brown for 19 yards. Initially they said he went out of bounds, but he walked the tightrope and took it in.
I really like what I saw from Chase Brown tonight. Running the football, of course, that one the catch and score, but just ran really tough throughout the night.
Bengals up 14-10. Now a 17-10 game, and here's one over the middle as Turpin is hit on a 3rd and 2 for 16 yards. A drive is capped off by Cooper Rush to Brandon Cooks, the veteran. They threw a flag, but it was on Cincinnati, and Cooks gets the touchdown.
He had a touchdown on the Thanksgiving game win over the New York Giants. Comes back tonight, has another one.
All right, 17-17 game, and here's a Joe Burrow interception. Malik Hooker gets one. And a takeaway by this Dallas defense. Now we jump ahead to the 4th quarter. This game is tied 20-20. And Joe Burrow is sacked and bangs his left knee, limps off. Would later put a sleeve on that knee. Told Lisa Salters he felt good after the game. Biggest play of the night was the blocked punt that led to this touch by Oruwariye, and then a recovery by Cincinnati. Even on 4th and 26, the Bengals get this break. They get a chance, bring their offense back out there, and who do they go to? From 40 yards out, Jamar Chase to cap his big night.
Deron Bland playing off coverage, and you heard Joe Burrow in his post-game comments led Chase to the inside so he could pivot, avoid the tackle, and get up the field. He went the distance.
Do you think these two are good friends? Jamar Chase with a Simpsons pink donut into the face of Joe Burrow, and the Bengals get a win here. Both teams walk out of here 5-8. And a final of 27-20. So 2 teams under 500, but this was a really entertaining game to call.
It was a fun game for 2 teams that were hanging on by a thread with their playoff hopes. I just thought they both played exceptionally hard. Someone had to win, someone had to lose. Tough way for the Cowboys to go down. In all likelihood, they're out of the postseason. But in a slim chance, you've got the Cincinnati Bengals who stay alive by the smallest of margins.
Yep. What a game. 27-20. Bengals win it here in Texas.
All right, fellas, thank you very, very much. And now we turn the corner. Down the stretch they come, as they say at the horse races. So, for Booger, who is the Connecticut commuter.
Yeah, no question.
And Boomer, who is the Connecticut native. Thanks for watching NFL Primetime. We will see you next week. Make it a deal.